know it's late, but we have to review it. We have to review Of Mice and Men. We have to talk about new music, and I think it's about right time to do it. I've made a full album reaction. If you're interested in that, you can go check out my Patreon. That's where I post my full album reactions. Speaking of Patreon, shout out to my Tier 2 donors. They are Patrick, who is one of my most recent patrons, Alec Rice, who is currently my biggest supporter in terms of his lifetime pledges to the channel, and the man himself, the first ever patron on my Patreon, and therefore the longest patron on my Patreon. So thank you guys for being such incredible supporters. Also shout out to all of my other patrons in Tier 1. You can see all of them right now on the screen. You are amazing, you are incredible. Thank you so much for support. If you would like to support this channel, head on over to Patreon, check it out, see if you want to support it. And yeah, so let's get to the video. Throughout the years, Of Mice and Men has been one of those bands that is considered kind of like between very influential and almost like classic. They have released two absolutely incredible albums. I'm talking, of course, about the self-titled and The Flood. Both albums are considered pretty much metalcore / post-hardcore classic. They are very consistent in the sound, they are very heavy, a lot of emotion, a lot of creative writing. I love these two albums, and I'm sure a lot of you as well love these two albums. And that's sort of when I came into play as a metalcore listener, because as you may know from my previous videos, I already talked about this. Of Mice and Men is the band that got me into metalcore, and pretty much the reason why this channel exists. Throughout the years, Of Mice and Men went through different phases. They've had their heavy phase, obviously, with first two albums, and then they had a slightly more mainstream core type of sound in Restoring Force, then even more mainstream with Cold World. And then, after a significant lineup change, when Oscar Carlisle left and Aaron Pauley took over the lead vocals, they released Defy, which was a decent album. It was better than Cold Worlds, but still wasn't quite as exciting as pretty much any other album of this band. And now in 2019 we get a second album with Aaron Pauley as a lead vocalist only, and it's questionable. Let's start with the singles. Let's get those out of the way. I'm sure you kind of know my opinion about them already because I have posted reviews on every single single. You can see them on the channel: How to Survive, Mushroom Cloud, Earth and Sky, and then Taste of Regret. All of them I reviewed. I stated my opinions about them, and so my rankings go the following way. The first one is The Earth and Sky. I think it's a great song. Then it's Mushroom Cloud, which is just a very weird experiment, and it's pretty much like a 3 or 4 minute breakdown song. Then How to Survive, which is very energetic, but lacks kind of like dynamic. There's not much happening in the song, not much change-ups in the rhythm or whatever. So this song is just very plain, and the same can be said about Taste of Regret, which was just a very, very big meh for me. And yes, I saw Of Mice and Men live a couple of days ago, and it was one of the best experiences, live experiences of my life. It was very, very good, very tight. The new album works great live, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen them live yet to see them live, because it's really, really good and quality experience. Moving on to the rest of the album, we have an opening song which is Grave Dancer, and this is the song that hooked me when I started listening to this album, because this song is great. Like, the use of a traditional Indian instrument called Dilruba. There's so many elements of like doom metal and folk metal, and altogether Grave Dancer sounds incredible. I think it's a great song by Of Mice and Men. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me cover vocals on that song, because I'm quite tempted. I really like this song, and jumping ahead, I think this is the best song on the album. Not any single other song comes near, and it's kind of sad actually. Pieces is among the average Of Mice and Men tracks, but it does have a pretty cool chorus. I'm gonna give it that. I really do enjoy the melody in this song, and as well as a groovy little breakdown. and a pretty little solo. Deceiver/Deceived is a very dynamic song. There's a lot of things happening in it, and it kind of stands out of the album, to be honest, because of that dynamic. And, you know, other than that, the song is also just very... what's the word I'm looking for? Forgettable. The Mountain is a great track with a Periphery-esque breakdown, or if you will, OG Loco-esque breakdown. I think OG Loco comparison is more relevant in this situation. I really don't connect with the chorus on this song, but otherwise I think this song is great. One of the best on the album as well. Meltdown feels like a very generic mainstream metalcore song, but it does have a fucking kick-ass riff. I'm gonna give it that. It's a very, very fun, energetic, and like uplifting riff, almost like punky, and I really like it. I really like the riff on this song because it sounds cool. If something sounds cool, then it's cool, right? The other songs are As We Suffocate, which has a good intro riff, has a pretty likable chorus, but overall, as well as the other song called Linger, just really lacks points for me to hold on to. And to summarize, not a lot of bangers in this album, which is kind of sad. I was very intrigued when I listened to Gravedancer, and then my expectations slowly went down and down with each song, which really sucks. Very important thing to point out about EARTHANDSKY is the guitar work. I think it's a floor above Defy in terms of riffs and creative writing of like guitar parts, the bass parts. I think it's much better. It's much superior to Defy. And I mean, that's a bonus point for that, I guess. The album just seems kind of disappointing to me. Like, it's not memorable. It's not something I listen to every day. And it just doesn't hook me. It doesn't connect with me the right way. I've noticed some comments, and a lot of people kind of have the similar opinion to me. And I mean, it's a strong album. It has a lot of lyrical substance. It has a lot of creative choices in rhythms, in riffs. The riffs on this album are great. Don't get me wrong, the riffs are great. The production quality is just like on any other Of Mice and Men record. There's not really much difference between the sound of Defy and EARTHANDSKY in terms of like technical sound. But the biggest problem with this album is that it really lacks something memorable and exciting. And I think that's sort of my problem. That's a very subjective view on this album by me. And it kind of sucks because Of Mice and Men is truly one of a kind band for me that got me into metalcore, got me into heavy music. And, you know, I've listened to literally every song by Of Mice and Men. Every single song from Self-Titled, every single song from The Flood Deluxe reissue, Restoring Force Full Circle, even Cold World. Like, I listened to a lot of songs from Cold World just because I felt like I have to, because I'm a fan, right? And then Defy, there were a couple of songs that I just didn't connect with, you know? And that was the point when I realized, well, something is missing. Is it Austin Carlile? I don't know, because I really like Aaron Pauli. Aaron Pauli is amazing. He's a beast. His vocals are perfected. They're very high quality vocals. I think in terms of like technique, they're actually much better than Austin Carlile's. But I don't know, I just miss the variety. I miss the variety in the Of Mice and Men music now. And it's there. The problem is it's there. It's there. There's riffs, there's heaviness, there's groove, there's solos, there's a whole bunch of shit. But I just don't connect with it. And I don't know why. And it's kind of sad. Damn. It's depressing. Why am I in the sewers? Why the fuck I thought it was a good idea? It smells like shit. To leave you with like some sort of point, I would just say that probably I fell out of my cement sound. Probably I grew out of it because I do enjoy stuff like Architects, stuff like Whilst You Sleep, stuff like August Burns Red Now, much more than Of Mice and Men. I noticed that I don't really listen to Of Mice and Men music as much as I used to. And I think that is the biggest issue, because I see a lot of people enjoy it. I see a lot of people say it's a great album, one of the best album by Of Mice and Men. I don't see it, and I think it's a very me problem. It's a very subjective problem. So I'll leave you with that. It's my opinion on the album. It's very forgettable. There's really nothing for me to hold on to. There's really nothing for me to care about it. It's sad, but it's true. you know, like Metallica. Sad but true. Support me on Patreon if you need, if you want, if you can. There's a lot of cool shit coming to it. Again, leave the comment below if you want to see me cover Grave Dancer. I think that'd be a cool little cover. And yeah, check out my anti-social cover on While She Sleeps that I posted a couple of weeks back. It's something that I'm very proud of. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying with me on this channel. The videos are coming. Don't worry, I haven't given up yet. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. Leave your thoughts about Of Mice and Men, Earth and Sky down below in the comments. I'm going to be very happy to engage in civil discussion. So thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one.